This giant's name is Starkad, and he was more of a swordsman. He had a load of arms, 8 arms in total, and Starkad was extremely strong. Even Thor himself, was hesitant to fight him alone. We all obviously know that Mimir was Odin's advisor at a certain period of time. He basically told Odin of his opinion that, he believed if the giants ever organized an army, Starkad would always be their general. So, he told Odin of this, but later went on to regret this in the long run. Starkad was a peaceful giant, though he was extremely strong and skillful. So Odin chose to defame Starkad's reputation by branding him as a monster to be feared throughout the realms, which also led to the Vanir and Midgard assisting in taking down Starkad. And even then, Starkad proved to be a difficult challenge to overcome. Starkad surrendered hoping a trial would be clearing his name, which again shows, how he was not what he was shown to be. But now Thor goes ahead and takes the opportunity and cuts his arms one by one until Starkad dies. So how will this affect God of War Ragnarok? This is where the theory comes up. We know how strong Starkad was, and he was deemed an enemy by the Aesir. And the Aesir also have another enemy who is extremely strong, and he is none other than Kratos. So we can be seeing a team up of Kratos, Atreus and Starkad as well. So why would Kratos team up with Starkad in the first place? Well, Starkad is a frost giant, and it is possible that he had an ability to control ice. So Kratos also has a frost axe, or also called the Leviathan axe, and maybe we could be seeing Starkad give Kratos a new ability to use with the help of the axe. And since it's already established that Starkad was a swordsman, we can also be seeing a new weapon for Kratos as well. Perhaps Starkad gives him a new sword to use or something like that, and this can also be a reference to the Blade of Olympus, since that was a sword as well. All these are changes gameplay wise, which means even in the story, the only way I see it is Starkad with the other giants teams up with Kratos and Atreus to fight in Ragnarok. We do know that Ragnarok is bound to happen in the sequel, so it is a real possibility that Starkad with many other giants will be appearing, to team up with Kratos and Atreus to fight in Ragnarok. So that would be a real spectacle to watch as well. With God of War graphics, a massive battle will look really spectacular. And I just can't wait, man. Now, Mimir also talks about Starkad in the first game, and he also regrets his mistake on advising Odin about this matter. We all know that the next game is going to be fully action-packed with a lot of things going down. We are obviously having Thor and Freya as our main villains, and they aren't going to be easy to beat. So we do require any kind of help we can get in the sequel. So today I'm going to be discussing about a frost giantess named Skadi. Now, Skadi is mentioned in God of War 2018 as well. We do get to know through Atreus that his mother Faye liked Skadi as well.
Look here, another.
It's Skadi. Mother liked her.
Now, Skadi was really good in archery, and she was also described by Mimir for having skills that even the gods could not replicate. And in God of War, there's only one other character who at least we know is very good in archery, and that is indeed Atreus. There is more dialogue in God of War 2018 by Mimir as well on Skadi, and this is the exact dialogue shown. I don't really know if Skadi is going to make an appearance in God of War Ragnarok, but since it is the last game in the Norse series, and pretty much we can expect a lot of things to go down, and a massive battle with Thor, Freya, and possibly Odin as well, it isn't going to be easy, so we may require any kind of help we can get. Skadi might give Atreus new types of arrows, or even a new weapon, or some kind of equipment, or just something for Kratos or Atreus. So, I don't know, it is a real possibility that Skadi could be appearing in God of War Ragnarok. One of the characters who is extremely important and, might be very prominent in God of War Ragnarok is Surtur. Surtur, who is a very important giant in Norse mythology, has been mentioned in God of War 2018 as well. There's a lot of imagery as well, and it kind of depicts him and the future. When we visit Muspelheim, we do see a mural depicting Surtur, and it also shows him fighting with Thor and Odin. A certain dialogue also plays which takes place between Mimir and Atreus.
This one's called Surtur. Must be a fire giant.
Aye, the first and original.
He makes a flaming sword.
A weapon of legend.
He fights Thor and Odin. But is that the past or the future?
That may be a matter of perspective.
Mimir does say that it may be a matter of perspective, and so it is a real possibility we could be seeing Surtur fight Thor and Odin, and even possibly destroy Asgard when the event of Ragnarok takes place. And Ragnarok is definitely set to happen in the game, and it is confirmed by the director of God of War Ragnarok, Eric Williams himself. Now, how do we know that Surtur will definitely destroy Asgard when the event of Ragnarok takes place? It is confirmed by what Mimir describes Surtur as, and there is a certain dialogue in the game.
Surt the Brave forged his sword of flame for one purpose alone: to burn down Asgard when Ragnarok comes at last. His destiny is to fall at the hands of Thor and Odin, but in so doing, strike the blow that leaves their realm in ash and ruin. And from that destruction, The world can be born anew. Until then, alone he waits in Muspelheim, never sleeping, ever honing his fiery blade.
Once Mimir describes the story of Surtur and finishes up basically, a certain message comes up which says lore added basically, and in the journal this is what is written. Even in the journal is written that Surtur fought or will fight Thor and Odin. So we can expect Surtur to have an important role in God of War Ragnarok, and he might be able to destroy Asgard when Ragnarok takes place. We obviously know the story of Thamur, and he before dying had attempted to build a wall around Jotunheim as a way to protect the giants from Thor during the war between the giants and the Aesir. Since Mimir has already narrated the story of Thamur, we do know that he was killed by Thor, so his son Hrimthur, do forgive me if I mispronounce, he went ahead and completed the Great Wall of Jotunheim, which was indeed his father's work. He did think to take revenge against the Aesir and also thought of fighting Thor, but it's evident that Thor is extremely strong. He noticed that the walls of Asgard were half-built and no one was, really worried about it. So he made an offer that, he would build the Aesir new walls within 2 turns of the season. And if he doesn't do so, then the Aesir owed him literally nothing. And if he succeeded in doing the task, he demanded an audience with Freyr in his presence. So Odin agrees to this obviously, and once Hrimthur was in Freyr's presence, he just whispered to her, then left Asgard. But when leaving, he found Thor waiting for him and he knew he had been betrayed. His plan was complete obviously, so he didn't care. Till now, this part of the video was the lore of the scenario, but this is where the theory comes in. Mimir, when asked by Atreus about what Hrimthur whispered to Freyr, he thinks that Hrimthur gave Freyr the secret to defenses of Asgard, which may be some weakness, be it in the structure or it could be magical as well, and he expects it to be used when Ragnarok happens. So Mimir does say he thinks about it, but we definitely can expect the weakness in defense to be real. Because, come on, Mimir is the smartest man alive, literally.
Mimir! Smartest man alive.
Is he building a wall around Jotunheim?
It was to be his masterwork. He only wanted to protect his people.